Recently, we've always pushed for African unity, and so it's sad to see some of the things that are happening on the continent. There's no way that any African country can achieve the kind of progress.
I have been dying to make this video. South Africa versus Ghana. Guys, I've been seeing a video from many Ghanaians.
Guys, it is official. The president of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, finally breaks silence concerning the issue of Ghanaians living in South Africa and the recent attacks, the xenophobic attacks of South Africans on immigrants in South Africa, specifically Nigerian, Ghanaians, Mozambique, Zimbabwe. See, what the president said here is going to shock you. I'm going to be playing all the videos. Please just grab a popcorn, grab a seat, listen to an intelligent president, an intentional government here in Ghana, the motherland.
And so we're bringing the Caribbean and all people of African descent from all over the world to come and discuss what the next steps are. Recently, we've always pushed for African unity, and so it's sad to see some of the things that are happening on the continent. There's no way that any African country can achieve the kind of progress that it needs without working with other countries. We cannot achieve it in isolation, and that is why we passed the African Continental Free Trade Area, so that our people can invest in each other's countries, our people can move freely amongst each other's countries. Ghana is actioning this. Recently, we have made visas to our country for all African passport holders free of charge. So any African traveling to Ghana does not have to pay for a visa. In doing that, we've introduced the e-visa system, which makes it more convenient for our citizens living in diaspora. No longer do you have to come from Middlesbrough or Birmingham to the embassy to come and apply for a visa. You just sit wherever you are and put in the application, and within 48 hours, the visa will be issued. Indeed, I had the honor of issuing the first visa. And the person who got the first visa when I pressed the portal is a Serbian. I later found out he's an oil rig worker. And so he arrived in Accra Airport, and then continued to Takra. They boarded a helicopter, and he's on the oil rig somewhere offshore in Ghana. And so that's an achievement we're all proud of. When the minister was talking, he talked about...
I have been dying to make this video. South Africa versus Ghana. Guys, I've been seeing a video from many Ghanaians, who are talking about the issue of South Africa versus Ghana, right? And obviously we know Uguti Ghana has decided not to renew the lease of a South African gold mine that is in Ghana, right? So the Ghanaians say that you South Africans, you will feel the pressure, right? You will feel the consequences of the march and march chasing foreigners away, right? That is their message. Secondly, I think there is some development in that Ghanaians, they also want South African businesses such as MTN and DSTV to be shut down in Ghana. And Ghanaians are happy because in their mind, their approach is that you South Africans, we want to teach you the lesson. You've messed up with the wrong citizens. We've messed up with the wrong country. Now, this is where education matters, right? If you ever heard the say that says education is important, this is the best time that statement will make sense. Ghanaians, let me educate you. Clearly, you are speaking from the position of being, you're not speaking from an informed position. Now, let me educate you. One, all these things that you guys are saying are not going to affect ordinary South African citizens. You are missing the point. You missed the mark, right? One, this, whatever that you guys do, not renewing the lease, shutting it down, those South African businesses are going to affect the South African owners of those of those businesses, right? Not ordinary South Africans who are marching on the street. Secondly, they are also going to affect the Ghanaians, right? As well as the Ghanaian economy. Let me break it down for you. One, let's start about the mine. That is not least. How many employees in Ghana will lose jobs? Have you guys thought about that? Have you guys thought about the fact that the Ghana, the state, has some stake from that mine? And also maybe also from the lease, the income is also going to stop. In South Africa, that is a private-owned mine. It's not a state-owned mine. So it's not going to hit the ordinary South Africans, but it's going to hit whoever benefits from that mine. And as far as I know, if it's private owned, it's only the few that owns the mine that will feel the pressure, not the ordinary South Africans who are marching on the street. It's the white monopoly that we already have a problem with in South Africa, that is owning majority of the land. It's those people, and also maybe some politicians who also maybe beneficiary from that mine, who maybe have some shares due to the corruption, not ordinary South Africans. And now, as for ordinary South Africans, we are saying it's good that it happens. Basically, what is happening is that we have press, or South Africans have press where it hits the most. Now the politicians will feel the pressure who are benefiting from that. The South African politicians, or the South African few that are controlling the country, will feel the pressure, are the ones who are going to face the consequences. So it's a win for ordinary South Africans, but a loss for the private owner of that mine, as well as for the Ghanaians. Let's go to the DSTV and MTN. Same thing applies. If we were shutting down the DSTV and MTN in South Africa, then it was going to affect the ordinary South Africans, because it means a loss of many jobs. But now you are shutting down DSTV and MTN in Ghana, that benefits many Ghanaian citizens with the installation, the retailers, the employment, as well as the Ghanaian economy, because it boosts the economy of Ghana. And also, same applies those who have shares in the Ghanaian economy. So it's not a loss for the South African citizens, but it's a loss for the Ghanaian citizens, as well as the ones who have stakes and shareholders. My daughter is here. Hello, my sweetie pie. I'm done. See you guys on the next one.
I saw a particular video of Victoria, Africa, begging a white man that he should give jobs to South Africans. And I asked myself this question: Victoria, Africa, I am calling you out. Why are you begging the white man to give South Africans job? Why are you begging the white man to give South Africans job? I'm asking this question because I saw this particular video and I was shocked that is it that South Africans are not qualified for this job, or they cannot apply to get this job? Why are you making it look as if South Africans are not qualified to get a job? You are begging that a white man should give South Africans job, and this white man said no, because South Africans do not come to the workplace. According to him, he said whenever he gives jobs to these South Africans, that they do not show up for work. And Victoria, Africa was vouching. She said, I am standing in the gap for South Africans, that any of them that did not come to work, please chase them away. Why should you be standing for them? See, please, South Africans, please explain to me the reason why Victoria, Africa is begging a white man to give South Africans job. Please explain. I want to know the reason why he's begging this white man to give you people job. I want to know.